Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? Good all here, Bulls on Wall Street. Lot to unpack today. In today's video, we're going to have to do a few different things. We're going to go over the market indexes. There were some nice things that were happening today. We had a rest day in the QQQ and a little bit of a trend day and some IWM stuff. And then we're going to go into the watch list because Fridays have been gangbuster really for the last few months. Anytime the market goes on those big kind of squeezes, they've been happening a lot on Fridays, and so we have to be prepared for it. The heat is starting to pick up. So we had a flat day in the market on the large caps, which is fine. You know, the interesting part of today was old IWM up 1.5%. You're going to start to test this little triangle breakout here. And that could get this thing saucy. If this thing breaks here, we're running straight to 205, potentially. And that could really make the market a lot more fun. If you want to trade the fun names, we need the IWM to bust loose. That's just how it goes. Like today, for once, we got a nice rip at the open on CVNA. And, you had Affirm and some of these names going, UPST was going. And so we need that IWM to do that so that we could trade some of these other names, And of course, today's all-star was ARM. The market is just hot. When you see this, guys, when you see this type of stuff where this is the setup that's been working like a charm, When you just see this where stocks are just meandering around in the pre-market, they've been doing this at all the big earnings plays. They dip the first candle for 1 second, Everybody's trying to figure out their stock boxes, and then boom, they pop over and just take out some range, and then the squeeze is on, and, you can see here you end up doing an ORB and, so on and so forth. This is a billion share float stock. It moved 60%. Think about that, Think about that. Billion share float. They're not supposed to move like that. And so the heat is on. It's also telling us, that staying power of chips and AI is it's going to be a thing here. So let's get into today's watch list. Let's not mess around too much because we got all sorts of fun and games that we're going to have for tomorrow. I'm really pumped about this. So I think we keep putting ARM on the list. It may meander around for a few days, kind of like how Meta is. But you do want to kind of keep it on your watch list. Not a huge priority for me tomorrow till it kind of consolidates like this. I think Meta could actually go tomorrow. But let's keep ARM on the watch list. Any kind of weakness on this, we want to start to dig in on this. I think that's going to be hot. Guys, holy crap. Crypto's gone nuts. Big trender in Mara today. You finally came out of this kind of base and you remounted the 50-day moving average, which is really, really important. This is going to be something that we can keep an eye on. We had this nice kind of over 1 month digestion. Now we're starting to peek through it. I think Bitcoin right now, if you're looking at it, it's about 45,000. You can use this BETO ETF to kind of track it too, You got this. It's a little bit more sloppy, but this Mara's looking fantastic. CLSK had a big push into the close too, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that. I don't know what just happened on this thing, but. Ooh. Let's get rid of those here. But we got some good things happening here. Let's go into this VKTX, guys. I've been putting this on the blog, in the watch list for a darn couple weeks here, damn week here. Finally pushed through today. I missed it. It gapped over the range, and my alert. By the time my alert started going off, it was over here, and I missed it. But I think that's going to be a play. You can see this MSTR, big trender on this, and it was reacting really well, You have an ORB here. The first dip got bought. I mean, look at the options pricing on this shit. 2,000% on some of this, 3,000%, 8,000% for the 585s. I don't even know how that happens, but there's a lot of stuff going on here. CLSK is starting to push through. There was some news after hours, I believe. It must be earnings. So it's going to be gapping up, so that'll be in play tomorrow. Ideally this will need to, open week a little bit, but this is going to be in play tomorrow, so we definitely want to keep that in cards. I think this Disney could be a day two play. This is not a sexy name, but hey, money is money. It's a little bit of what we call the trender grinder, meaning a lot of times, some of these wild stocks can shake you out. They can make you make emotional and nervous right? Decisions. Well, something like this is great because it's like, especially if you're new, it'll move, but it's not going to like have like big wicks and candles. I think that's going to be really important. Love this name, right? We've had this on the watch list for a few days. Finally came out of its flag today. Keep an eye on this 24-ish zone here, right? This test. It goes back a little bit. This 24 zone, I would call it, has a really big spot on this. Let's see if this thing has, right, any juice. Man, that thing is looking awesome. I think we want to put coin on this too, right? Mara coin. As long as Bitcoin holds and with CLSK going tomorrow, it's going to be good. And then I think we want to keep trading CVNA. What a nice move into the close here. If this IWM can break that trend line, we want to be a part of CVNA. We could see this thing run into the 60 spot before its earnings. S finally is busting through here. We've been watching this zone of love for a long time, guys, right? Finally bust through. This actually looks like a swing trade to me. You don't have your earnings out for a month. Any kind of weakness on this, could even be a little bit of a swinger. I mean, that thing is hot, right? Look at that. I mean, that's where you want to really go, man, when you have those kind of beautiful levels to trade around. Snow broke out of its flag today, up 10 points here. Let's watch for a weak open on this one. I think a weak open on this one probably gets bought up, especially if you get just like a really quick dip off at the open. It tends to do it. This is beautiful, right? So you have this gap here on earnings, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days consolidation. Your EMAs are starting to catch up on this bad boy. Only 100 million share float. I think it's pretty liquid. Did about 5 million shares today. It's got a good ATR on it. This is, one of my favorites for tomorrow on the non-earnings plays. If you like a little bit cheaper name, we'll look at this Elon. I think this thing could bust loose this kind of 16. I put the trigger about 1605. That's a really nice spot right there. Meta could do a little Friday squeeze. Watch any dips on this, and then let's see if it kind of does that Friday trender grinder that we've been having, right, on a lot of Fridays. The market just like dips at the open or consolidates, and you just trend. We had one last Friday too, and all the zero DT guys must be coming in and just shredding the market to the upside. But this is just good stuff here, guys. I mean, GM, this is for you guys that are more swing traders. I think this one could break out. This is a little bit of an earnings consolidation too. Not really the best day trader, but it could be done. But this is some hot stuff, guys. This is some hot stuff. On the other side, you can put shop on the list if you want on dips, all that kind of stuff. I'd stay away from like NVIDIA and kind of SMCI for now. They're in the weird spots, so we'll see what's going on here. But really keep an eye on some of these techs that have not gone yet, right? Like FSLY and S. Some of these names are really coiled up to make the move. And I think we're going to have some fun tomorrow. Let's pray for not a huge gap in the market or maybe even a little bit of morning weakness. And I think we're going to be able to come in and get our shred on, guys. So smash that like button, guys. I had to restart my YouTube channel. I'm kind of going back and forth, but I think my other one's busted from the Trump impersonations. I need to smash that like button. Leave me a comment about how sexy I am or how nice my hair is or something like that. Make me feel good. But I got to get this channel back up and running. I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East, my friends. Let's shred tomorrow.